Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Experience, where we talk about all things Abu Dhabi real estate. I'm delighted to be joined today by one of the partners in LLJ, a real estate company in Abu Dhabi, Marcus Anis. Thanks for coming in, Marcus.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You are very welcome. And today we're going to be talking about your specialist subject,
What's that?
which is Saadiyat Island. Where is it now and where's it going?
Okay.
And just so everyone knows, you're obviously a Sadiat expert. Why are you a Sadiat expert?
Well, good question. So I've lived on Sadiat for nearly 13 years.
13 years.
So that's where I started when I was a broker. There wasn't much on Sadiat back then. There was just some villas.
Was it Sadiat Beach Residence?
Sadiat Beach Residence was where we moved straight away. So obviously 6 buildings there, but not all of them were open when I moved there. Only buildings 1 to 3. The villas, obviously, not all the compounds were open, and St Regis, they were the three residential areas when I moved to Sadiat.
Okay, so you probably lived there longer than almost anyone else.
Probably. Someone used to call me the mayor of Sadiat. I don't know whether that's still...
That works. We use that on social media.
Yeah.
The mayor of Sadiat. Oh, that's great. Okay, so in terms of... So we're just going to talk just generally about Sadiat. In terms of the cultural district, what's the current state? What's going on in the cultural district at the moment?
So, a couple of the museums hopefully will be open at the end of this year.
What have we got at the moment? We've got the Louvre and the...
Team Labs.
Team Labs,
The Sheikh Zayed National, I think, has got a date in December. And I don't think the Natural History has got a date yet. But it does say 2025. So, hopefully they can stick to that. But I think that the main one will be the Sheikh Zayed one, right? That would be the big one.
And how's the residential getting on in the...
So delayed, I think. Delays. Yeah, I've sold a few.
Everyth's pretty much delayed.
I've sold quite a few in there. And
in Abu Dhabi, right? I mean, you don't see a project, well, very rarely handed over that's not 6 months, 9 months delayed.
No, but we thought, like, when we sold the Louvre residences, it was all the talk was this won't be delayed because of the branding that it's got, or the license. But I think the Louvre might be the last one to deliver. I think that was launched first. And
what'll be the first one to be delivered, do you think?
So, I don't know. So when I drove past it yesterday, and none of them looked like they could be delivered shortly, which I think is... Yeah.
So definitely not this year, but let's say hopefully by the end of next year.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully quarter 1 or 2 next, not quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 maybe. I mean, once they get to this stage of construction, it doesn't look ready, but I think it's the final bits, right?
And are we still referring to that whole area between the Louvre, the Guggenheim, Mamsha, and Zayed National Museum as Sadiat Grove, that whole thing? Because there's so many buildings there.
Yeah. So I get confused when someone says, I want to live in Sadiat Grove.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I would
Terraces, Source, Louvre, Art House, is that part of that?
Art House.
Mamsha Gardens, Mamsha Palm.
Yeah,
is that part of the Grove, or is that kind of outside?
So I'm gonna say Mamsha Gardens isn't, but it's a little bit further back.
Yeah.
Someone will probably correct me after this podcast. So.
Yeah, we'll have to get our map out and check.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about a few of those residential developments there. What are the other kind of key residential developments coming up on Sadiat these days?
So this side or the other side, or
let's talk about north side, because I mean we can split the island into half, right?
Yeah. So
the north side's more.
So explain north and south, just so people understand. Yeah.
So north would be north of the highway.
Okay.
So that would be, and then obviously south would be, let's say, NYU side.
Okay. So yeah, the north. I mean, there isn't anything else. I see there's one more project maybe. The Guggenheim. Four Seasons, but that's I would say
Fire.
Four Seasons down near the beach club, right? It's going to be on that plot there.
I believe so. Setting new records in prices.
Apparently. So I mean, there was a pre-launch that I thought was almost sold out, and then a general launch that obviously wasn't quite sold out. But
that's how developers work, right?
Yeah.
Trying to sell everything out.
Prices were quite scary, but I mean,
yeah, what we're saying, 10,000 dirhams a square foot, something
must be like 23 million for a 2-bed apartment with no sea view. Something I think you would.
You only bought the one.
Well, I was going to say, surely I'll see you there. I've lived there 13 years. Maybe I'll see you on the island.
Yeah, fair enough. So, that any other projects? Vida. Sorry, that's south of there.
Yeah, that's south. I don't know of any more over the north side.
Okay.
I think there's. Well, I don't know whether except for Alain Holdings, was there anyone else that has any plots that could come? Is that for Aldar?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, well, we can talk about your recent success selling out SBR Building 5, Saadiyat Beach Residences Building 5.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That was, it was
How did the sales
70
go with
units.
that?
Yeah, so 70 units that we've sold.
Yeah.
We were given 1 year to complete the project, which I thought was just about doable, and it's just under 7 months. So,
Very nice.
either I got the pricing wrong and it was too cheap, but I don't think
Or
so.
you're just very good at your job.
Well, that's the second. So I was going to get to that, but you've said it. So,
And then the rumor is that buildings 1, 2, and 3 will be for sale at some point.
yes, a little bit more complex, I imagine, being owned by a REIT, and obviously they're different layouts with no maids rooms. So end user will have to be a little bit different. Can't be families who have got nannies and things like that. Whereas obviously buildings 4, 5, and 6 have maids rooms in the 2s, 3s, and the 4s. So yeah, be a little bit of different. Probably smaller families, no children, singles. But
Fair enough. All right, then let's talk south of the road.
okay.
What big projects are coming up there?
So you mentioned Vida, Noan Living, the Taraf Holdings one,
Oh yeah,
which has got all the cranes and the.
And they've started quickly on that. Right?
Yeah.
What was that called?
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Edit that in later.
Yeah, we'll get that in later.
Pretend we know what we're talking about.
We'll just call it the Taraf Holdings project. But yeah, that's got a strange plot opposite the lagoons, and just right on the highway, really.
Yeah.
So when I saw that coming up, I was a little bit.
Henge Residences. That's also south of the island.
Well, that's the Nord one, right?
Yeah.
So I've sold a few in there. I quite like the look of that one, but trouble is with like unknown developers. It looks the part. Read the materials, the architecture looks good, but we'll have to wait to see what's his space.
And that's part of the problem with Abu Dhabi at the moment. There's a lot of new developers who, just because they're coming into the market as the market's hot, they haven't delivered anything, that we can see. So there's a lot of, I guess, uncertainty.
A lot of people who want to be developers at the moment, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, also, there's demand, right? People are buying.
Yeah.
I mean, Sadiat Lagoons is 2,500 units. I mean, it's like it'll be the biggest, I think, single project, certainly in any investment zone. But it's much bigger than Raha Gardens. That's 1,400 units. It's I think Saadiyat Beach Villas is only about 700. Hid's like 400. It's like much bigger than almost anything else.
There'll be a little bit when it comes to handover. How many people are going to complete, right? So this is my only concern of this
Complete
project.
like.
So once they want their final payments, is there 2,500 people that have got 7-8 million to complete?
I mean, yeah,
not sure.
You'd hope so.
You'd hope so.
Well, you think some people bought them to flip?
Of course. Yeah,
Really?
There's a lot on the
But
secondary
it's
market.
the hardest project to flip, right?
It is now, yeah, because there's so much stock, right?
Well, it's also like some people, the people who bought in early bought it, around 6 million.
Yeah, the locals,
people who bought in late
managed to get
bought
in.
it like 10 million. So if you bought in late, you're just
You're
not
going to be
able to
you're not going to be able to get out of that handover at 10 million anyway.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
There's a lesson for us all there. Be careful about flipping. Talk to a professional before you before you try
certain things to flip. 2,500 villa projects, maybe not projects to flip on. Although some people have done well. But you said the people that have bought at 6 million, 7 million, they're in a good place.
Yeah, for sure. If you get in early.
Yeah, that's what you need to do with these projects, right? And phase 1, rather than, I mean, people like to wait for phase 4 to see how or phase 2 or 3 to see how the project's going, but phase 1.
Also, it is quite weird, and it's quite an unusual thing about human behaviour, because people were buying in, let's say, phase 4 from Eldar when they could have got cheaper on the secondary market. Because I mean, it just shows you whether it's brokers trying to sell Eldar stock because they get a little bit more commission, or it's people wanting to buy direct from the developer because they have more confidence in buying from the developer than from someone else.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the payment plan is they're getting, even if they're buying at the end, they're still only putting down their 10% first, right? Whereas I think if they're buying
You need a bit more cash.
A little bit more
You've got to
upfront.
pay the premium. Yeah.
But I mean, I think that you'd still want to pay more cash if you're getting a better, cheaper price. Maybe some people don't agree with that.
So you need a good real estate agent. So so obviously on the Lagoon side, I don't know if that's got a specific name, does it? That'd be the mangrove side, something like that.
Yeah, no.
And then you've got the NYU area,
Yeah.
which is where Noran is, and I think there's another couple of.
I think that's the Marina District, right? That's
I think the
start of
Marina
it.
District's kind of further over to the west.
So yeah,
And
I mean,
nothing's really happened yet.
No, but there's the.
You know much
rumours
about
of-
what's coming?
So Aldar.
Keeping your
and-
ear to the ground?
Keeping my ear to the ground. Heard Aldar and I don't know how you pronounce this in Madun.
Modon, yeah.
Well, you say Modon, I say Modon, and then I get corrected.
Oh, you get corrected.
It should be Madun.
Oh, Madun. Okay.
So there's, I think that they've been tasked with that area.
Okay.
I haven't been officially told that. Just what a few people in the industry have told me. And apparently there's meant to be an opera house coming over that area. So,
An opera house.
so maybe there's some rumours about that to get people interested in that
Yeah.
area.
Okay.
Again, nothing,
Not the
nothing
Sphere,
official.
though.
I'm not.
The
I'm-
Sphere's going to be on Yas.
no, that's not official either, is it?
No, I don't know.
No.
Just
Yeah.
just asking. I wonder if like how competitive Aldar and Madun are, because obviously they've been set up as the two massive developers.
Yeah.
I mean, they have common ownership, but you would have thought, at least in and amongst themselves, they'd be a little bit competitive.
You'd think, because I think quite a lot of the Aldar staff went over there at the start, right, when it was being built up.
They helped
so,
set it up.
so
maybe it's all brotherly
Yeah,
love and
yeah,
they're happy
yeah,
to
yeah.
work together.
maybe it's like you and your brother.
Yeah.
just
But
live
we
in
don't
harmony.
really compete.
No, live in harmony though.
True. Anyway, so that's most of the developments we can think coming on, right?
That's what we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that you can buy, obviously. Yeah. I mean, obviously, lots keep popping up, like the Golden Gate and the Sadiat Noon.
Yeah.
Them ones over that side, but
They're built a long time.
yeah, and they're just for rent, right? So
Yeah. And what's the three buildings around Cranley called? Named close to that museum.
the living ones,
Yeah.
the one living. And,
We'll edit that one in as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Anyway, so at the beginning of this probably year, the beginning of my Instagram journey, I spoke about SBR when you started selling it, and I said, that's a location where it hasn't seen the capital appreciation that Mamsha and SBV and HID had seen at that time. And it's starting to come up now. Starting to come up now. Why do you think that took so long? Because it's in almost exactly the same place, but in a very, very similar location. Why do you think that took so long?
Obviously, the views from Mamsha, the beach, the restaurants, it doesn't have that. It similar. But I think one of the main
close to the beach, right?
Close, yeah.
Some of the villas have good views, but not a lot.
Not.
SBV's
but you can
very
walk
close,
to
though.
the But SBV, obviously, I don't know whether you know this. This is SBV tenants and owners have been given beach access.
Have they? Which beach?
Yeah, Mamsha Beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all official.
Okay. Free. I mean, everyone has
Free.
access,
Up,
right?
yeah, they've done it for 1 year till August next year from now.
Okay.
So if you anyone wants to rent there or buy there now, you can part of the.
How do Mamsha
part-
owners feel about that?
So they've been given their own separate bit of beach apparently. So I think there was, as you go down there's always a little bit with no lounges on. I haven't seen
Okay.
where it's going to be. I've just seen it.
So they've got the bit with no lounges and
Well,
umbrellas.
yeah. But I've seen the correspondence, so it is confirmed.
Okay.
So yeah, if anyone's going to rent in SBV, then beach access now. Maybe it'll put the price up a bit more.
Nice.
Not that it needs to. But going back to your question. So,
Yeah, because also Yas Island, saw appreciation like a bit later than Sadiat, probably Sadiat from 2021, Yas Island maybe from 2022, starting to go up. But SBV and some other places, even Reef and Reem, until beginning of last year, didn't really go up that much.
Yeah.
Even Raha Beach, not that much. So
Jawaha, didn't mention that. That's gone up quite a lot as well.
yeah, it's been very popular.
But SBR, one of the reasons was there was only 2 out of the 6 buildings, only 2 were for sale. So there was only 140 units. And out of that, you probably know our NASA properties own probably a quarter of Building 4, and they don't sell. So I'm going to say...
less units on the market, you might make the argument that actually be more expensive.
Could, but then it hasn't got as much visibility, right? So when I used to get clients wanted to buy, they used to say, what have you got to show? And it'd be 1 or 2 units. So their interest, if it wasn't a good view, which rarely it was, their interest would wane quite quickly, and off they went to Al Bandar or somewhere else. But I think now with this Building 5, there's now 200, well, our NASA have still got theirs, so there's not 210, but there's probably 190 units that could now be coming on the market. And I think the price point now, when people can see what the Grove is selling for, like 2-bed in Grove, 6 million, 2-bed in SBR, 2.5 million. It's a big gap between them. So as long as that stays, if the 2 beds go to 3 million, 3.5, you're still 2.5 below what you'd get half a mile down the road. Yeah. And the quality, everyone will tell you the quality that TDIC used in SBR was probably the highest that's been in since they started constructing on Sadiat. So.
Really? People complain that it's a bit dark.
A little bit dark, but then your utility costs are lower because you're not using the AC much. So.
Yeah. And you can change, because it's all dark wood, right? You can change the wood once you buy it. Renovate.
I mean, now that's what's happening in Building 5. The people that have bought, there's an awful lot of people putting in new kitchens, new bathrooms, which I think they're 12, 13 years old, so they're due an upgrade.
Yeah, fair enough. And if we talk back about the Grove, obviously that's a massive project with like lots of different buildings in it. Do you have a favorite building there?
The Louvre, really.
The very first one.
The first one, yeah.
Why is that?
For the branding and for the.
You think the branding's worth something?
I think I'd like to live in a Louvre residence rather than a Rabus residence. Put it that way.
Yes. But I mean, obviously you got Four Seasons residences.
Yeah, but I don't have 23. If you're going to ask if there was no budget, then realistically, obviously the Louvre, when it was launched, you were getting 2 beds for around, 4 million, 4.5 million with the Louvre views. So back then it was.
And you got a great view, right? You got the Louvre view and
the water view
after that. Yeah.
Great location. Once they finish that promenade, you can walk around. So yeah, maybe Nobu residences. We didn't mention them.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's got a great location and
part of Mamshire, almost pretty much, aren't they?
Similar price. Well, for there, people were paying 23, 24 million for a 2-bed with a full Guggenheim sea view, and 23, 24 for Four Seasons with no view. Not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put anyone off the Four Seasons here. Just so you know, just can't see these prices.
I mean, I think, and so someone said this, it's tough, for let's say old hands. How long have you been in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, nearly 13 years.
Yeah, so for people who've we've seen like the whole thing from, Marina Square selling at like 800 dirhams a square foot at one point, and these new prices that stuff's being launched at, they're incomprehensible to us. And your immediate reaction is, that's just way too expensive. Yeah. But I bumped into one of the guys from Alain Holdings this morning, and he said, apartments are nearly all sold. Villas they've sold about half. There's a market.
There's a market. There must be, right? Yeah. There must be a market for them.
But something that like that appreciation of that value, I guess, when you're talking about maybe the finishings and the branding and all that kind of stuff, is maybe something you and I who drive Nissan Sunnies, probably can't appreciate. That people will really pay for a little bit extra.
Yeah, and there must be end users, right? People can't be buying them to rent them out. Hope not, anyway, because you won't be getting much return on your.
Yeah, your yield's not going to be through the roof, is it?
I mean, 23 million. Are you going to get 1.5 million for 2 beds? Anyway, that's another day. That's another question for another day. But
yeah, well, there was just recently a villa on Hid rented out for I think 2.6 million.
What's there?
So again,
by your team.
I wish. So again, you're reaching kind of like new levels that maybe we've never seen before.
Yeah. I remember when the first villa on Hid was rented for 1 million, and it was a bit of people who was in our WhatsApp groups, like 1 million, and I was thinking 1 million rent. Yeah. And now it's
why didn't you buy it?
Yeah. And now people are posting 1 million dirham villas for rent all the time. People are obviously paying for them.
Yeah, well, then they're not paying me for them.
No, or me.
Yeah. So in terms of when we look at Sadia, we've spoken about the north-south divide. So it used to be the case that the north was the fancy bit, right? You know, it's got here, it's got mansion, and they could command those rents. And the south bit, in the days when it was just the
Park View
and Soho Square
and the university
and you know, to set the gate, and there's another couple of ones there. Those things rented at kind of like Reem Island prices, even with a Sadiat address. Do you think that's being weakened now? We've got like Lagoons and Nooran and a few more projects. You think that there's a long way for those projects to go up?
But the market's so strong, so maybe it's a little bit disguised, as in the fact that, you know, there isn't much on the market. Well, there isn't much on the market for rent, so the prices are being pushed up. But I don't know whether it's because it's Sadiat and the location, or because there's not much to rent.
Yeah, but do you think then, you know, obviously, so Sadiat beach residences are going up. Do you think then there's opportunity for people to buy in those projects and get like outsized kind of returns, because it's Sadiat after all, but it's been kind of quite unloved, that area.
Yeah, but I mean, even the new projects, one beds have been launched at over 2 million, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the people that got in early for Soho Square again and Park View, 1.1, 1.2 for a one bed in them places, I think. Then now getting 90, 100,000 rent for them, right? So they're getting 8-9%. Which
what are the sale prices now, if you know?
Yeah, I think 1.7, 1.8 for the one beds and that. So they're in profit now, but
still, I mean, you're looking at like a 70% appreciation.
Yeah, I think that once the others are nearly delivered and people have been paying 2 million for their one beds, 2.1, still away for Park View and Soho to go, maybe established developments. I mean, I didn't go around that much, but I went around there probably a few weeks ago, and it's totally changed. There's so many kids' play areas, you can walk, so many restaurants.
There's an effort. ACS is there now.
ACS now.
Harrow's coming. So just to wrap it up, in terms of, you know, the price appreciation for Sadiat, obviously it's been had a great run, you know, starting in 2021 pretty much, and you know, still see that like continuing unstopped.
Yeah, because I think that until the cultural district is finished, then there's just new things being added all the time, right?
Yeah.
I think the Etihad rail station is going to be on the south side, I believe, but so that maybe for the cultural district won't help it too much. But I do think once the Guggenheim's open, the Sheikh Zayed National Museum,
more value to be had.
Yeah, because there's be more people, more footfall, more people can see what's there. I think that, you know, when you go around, when you haven't been around these places for a few months and you see what's been added and the infrastructure, like most of the roads around there now are 3 lanes. You know, when I first went around there, most of the roads were closed. So that Sadiat Nights thing is the concerts coming back.
Lots of famous people there.
Have you been to one of them?
Not a big concert fan.
No. Oh, well, not even Sadiat Nights.
Not
nice.
Even.
A small, intimate venue. Get these huge stars. But again, it brings everyone to Sadiat and they can see it. I can't believe it makes any money, those concerts, but what it does do is brings people and they can see what's there.
Name on the map. Anyway, we've run out of time, Marcus.
Ooh.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be like Stephen Bartlett, but it was not bad.
Okay, maybe I'll do him next time.
I thought you were going to be him, not do him.
Oh,
his podcast.
Right,
Ben Bartlett. I think.
Diary of a CEO. That guy.
Yeah. For now on, Ben Bartlett, you're called. So.
Okay, I'll interview you about the company later. Anyway,
right.
We've been the Real Estate Experience. Thank you very much, Marcus. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot.